joy. Zaha! Oh yes! Wilfried Zaha, single-handedly, firing Palace to Wembley.
It's Mile Jedinak to strike it! What a fabulous free kick! Murray, chance here, Gale, 3-3! And Dwight Gale, they just have blown Liverpool right out of the title picture.
Will take the penalty and scores! Crystal Palace 1, Watford 0.
And with Benteke in there, you never know. Oh, goodness me! Oh, goodness me! What a steal, but what a goal!
They still got it.
And still, are you? Oh, what a goal for Crystal Palace!
Good evening. Live match reaction to the game against Brighton yesterday, and yeah, mixed feelings. Obviously, massive disappointment with how the game ended, but there are definitely a lot of positives to take. And we'll definitely dissect it. But guys, welcome to this live match reaction. It's your boy Rich, Eagle Eyed Football here. As you come in, just smash the like button, share it as well. You know, share the channel. Loving the support as always. And as I say, whenever I go live, there's an opportunity for fans to call in and fans of any club, you know, because it's great to have Palace opinions, but like, it's nice to hear what rival fans are saying about our club, especially now that we've literally we're different. We're different. But before we get into the match reaction, I've got a few shout outs to make. So first things first, big shout out to KG the comedian, who's got a show on BET that's coming up called The Culture Capsule. He's also doing big things. He's on Bloods, which has got two seasons out at the moment, I believe. Ted Lasso. And he has his own channel on YouTube as well. That's KG the Comedian. So yeah, make sure you go and like, share, subscribe, working with the United View as well. And speaking of the United View, they've just hit 75,000 subscribers. So big up to them. Now I've got to shout at this guy, one of the pioneers for getting me started, United Fan TV. Congratulations on the baby girl, you know, his second daughter. So I've had to make sure I shout him out. You know, he's the one that really pushed me to get started, and has been helping me along the way as well. I'm still learning OBS. Don't worry, I'll get there. And then lastly, I'm repping one of their merch, Raw Football Talk. Yeah, so basically it's a platform. They're on Instagram and they sell classic kits. So I managed to go and get myself one. Now, when I was growing up, I was mad fan of like Serie A football in the 90s especially. And I was lucky enough to go and cop an old school Lazio top. So if you like your classic kits and stuff, go check out. So it's rft.jerseys.merch on Instagram. Hopefully I've got that right. Yes. And obviously follow at Raw Football Talk on Instagram as well. Now I've done my shout outs. Let me address a few of the comments and we'll actually get into the match review. Now, big up Brush, obviously Popcorn Gang out here. This is what we do whenever we're out here. You'll see me with popcorn quite a few times and stuff. Like it's all for bants. It's all for bants. Big up Dollar. Hope you're doing well, my bro. It's been a minute. Yeah, that was never gonna be on my intro, my countdown. But no, I hope you like the new touch to my countdown with the little audio of all amazing Palace goals and the amazing scenes. So yes, big up Dollar. He says, let's go. United Fan TV again says, hit the like and subscribe if you haven't, people. And I really, really appreciate that. RT Nation, I feel the pain, bro. I feel the pain. Seriously. I'll tell you what I did straight after the game, like which upset me even more. He's also said getting fed up with IU. I'm going to discuss that too. It does feel like a loss, to be honest, but we move, and that's what I said. I'm going to talk about the negative side to it as well as the positives. Big up to Luke as well in the chat. Guys, keep interacting in the chat. And I'm going to drop the link soon if you want to call in, have your say on the game. Your viewpoints will be massively appreciated. So yeah, I'll come back to the chat and I'll come back to the comments in a sec. Let's address the game. As you know, like I said, I can't get to many games, just obviously life and stuff. But whenever I go there, the atmosphere never disappoints. Sellers Park was rocking, absolutely rocking. And for those who don't understand what can happen, I thought I'd show you. This is what Sellers Park could be like. Yeah, so just a snippet of it. Listen, we were loud. I don't even think I sat down once. You know, I don't think anyone sat down once. It was absolute scenes. But let's get into the game now. It's probably the only time you're going to hear me credit Brighton in any aspect. But to be fair to Graham Potter, and that's where the credit lies. As a coach, he's very decent. He likes to play on the front foot. They keep the ball well and such. However, they came to our turf and parked the bus, and that just shows how far we have come as a club. From minute one, we absolutely dominated. We were superb. Yes, I guess we maybe would like to create more clear-cut chances, but a team that normally likes to monopolize the ball as Brighton do didn't have a sniff. And the only sniffs they got were through our lapses in concentration, one of which obviously I'll allude to later on. But it was just absolute great performance from the lads. The switch of play from time to time, going from left to right, just moving the ball. Obviously, the pressing was superb. You know, so when Brighton did have the ball, they couldn't do anything with it because our press was superb. Gay and Anderson, as a partnership, watch them guys, because honestly, I will put them up there as, without saying the top 5 partnerships in the Prem. I can say that with my chest. They are mad comfortable, so comfortable, and as a partnership, and with age on their side, these two can go far. You know, so I'm so glad that they're with us. And we just kept taking it to them. Wilf, it took a bit of time for Wilf to warm into the game. He did well. Ayew was all right in patches in the first half. Gallagher was making amazing runs off the ball. It's just a shame Joe Ward at times couldn't find the runs that he was making. But with all that's being said and done, we were looking the more likely to score. Popping it 1-2 touch. It was unreal. I said to a fan next to me, I was just like, I don't know what to make of this because I'm not used to this. You know, it's just been so good. It just shows what Patrick is doing, what he's instilling. And I've been saying from the jump since the Chelsea game, in each game we've played since then, we're progressively getting better at what we're trying to implement as a team. You know, it's just so good to see. Let me hit a few more comments before we continue. Vibes in the chat, big up Vibes. He really is. He had no sniff until nothing until the last kick of the game. Absolutely nothing. Bradley getting some love, obviously from chat. Absolute congratulations. We also got Daniel Wilkinson, Gallagher masterclass. Again, he's so good. And like I said, this is a Chelsea fan, by the way. Just sign Sonegas, please, or just sign 2 midfielders. Anything, just sell him to us, please. This guy is unbelievable. Conor Gallagher is unbelievable. Such a good player, and he just kind of keeps everything ticking for us, which is, and in the fact that, you know what, he instigates our press a lot. His engine is stupid. He's such an unbelievable player. Technique, everything. So good. And this is the bit I'm going to get to. Honestly, like I took out my camera in that last night, and I would have loved to obviously chat to fans straight after the game, but it weren't happening. It weren't happening. It weren't happening. The drive home from Sellers, pure silence. Listen, I even went around trying to find petrol. Hour and a half of my time. I'm already pissed off. And the whole hour and a half trying to find petrol as well. I was just fuming. I walked into school in a foul mood, and I had to kind of fix up before I start shouting at the kids and that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was just horrible in the manner in which it happened, which I'll get into. Big up Jesper. And I've Jesper on the channel soon, actually. So please look out for that. Hope you had a good time at Sellers in spite of the last second draw. Yeah, that was the thing that just killed everything. No, atmosphere, everything was brilliant. Atmosphere, the vibe, the fans were amazing as per usual. I'm going to talk about the subs. I had a good think about it, and that's another reason why I'm glad I did the reaction today, because I've been able to sleep on things. But I'm going to discuss Petrovia's subs. I think it's one area that we kind of let ourselves down in and such. This is absolutely standard. Best atmosphere in the league. Yep. Liverpool, come chat to us. You know what I mean? But yeah, the pressing was crazy. It was insane. It was relentless. But what I would say is that even though we had all this momentum, I feel we do still need to create more chances. Now, this is where I feel like we're so left side dominant, because Wolf can create something out of nothing. Ayew can't, you know. And I think Patrick's got to chuck Elise in now, you know. He's got to start, or even Raksaki. He's got to start playing, because we need to get that balance on both sides. We're moving the ball from side to side really well, but we're not penetrative enough because we're so left-sided, you know. And Edouard didn't have much chances. He had a good little shot on the turn in the first half, which was saved. But then Mom said, how many kids got detention today? Listen, I told them as soon as I got in, today's not the day to get on my nerves. They were quiet today. I did calm down by lunchtime, to be fair. A good lunch did help. But yeah, the pressing was phenomenal, as LT Nation says here. It was so good. It was some of our passing from the back was a bit susceptible, but I love the confidence that we want to play from the back. That was the best thing to see, actually, live and direct. You know, we're willing to play out from the back, and we can only get better at it. It's been a couple months with Vieira. We can only get better. But you know what? Edouard, as much as he didn't get chances, his pressing was good, and it's the manner in which he presses. He's forcing the Brighton players to play one way, which was brilliant, you know. And Nate in the chat says Gallagher's what Johnny Williams could have been had he stayed injury-free. Absolutely. We'll discuss this. We're definitely discussing this. But yeah, our goal came right before half-time, literally about right into stoppage time. Once again, Gallagher picks up the ball and he just drives into the box and gets taken out. And absolute scenes. We're thinking, "Raw!" Right before half time, and to be fair, we deserved it because we were the better team. We're the only team that was willing to attack. I think what Brighton's only opportunities when Welbeck was free, I think, off from a long ball. You know, and Gaeta did well to close on the angle very quick. But absolute scenes here. Absolute seeds. Yeah, and we deservedly took the lead. Like I said, Wolf scoring from the spot. This is it. Limbs everywhere. I got grabbed at one stage, but I didn't care. Absolute scenes. And we were brilliant. But second half came out, obviously, Brighton, they had to come out at us. So I thought at times, you know what, as much as we were still pressing pretty decent, we were starting to drop off. And as 10 minutes, each time there's like 10 minutes going on, 10 minutes going by, we were dropping off more and more and more. And this is where I'm going to come into the subs. Because unless Milo was injured or just tired, I just felt that Coyote coming in just meant we just dropped off like 5-10 yards, you know, and it really affected our press. And this is something that it was a bit of a shame because we kind of ended up giving a little bit of impetus to them. They weren't great. Like in fact, Brighton were poor, you know, and it's not like immediately we were under the cosh like that. They still didn't really threaten. But it's just the fact that we're allowing them to play 10 yards further up the field than they were, you know. So that substitution was a bit off. Okay, cool. The other substitution had a massive impact. Benteke coming on. Now I like Benteke, I do, but the way the game was going, we had to continue pressing because the one thing you don't want to do against a Brighton side who keep the ball very well is give them time and space. And when Christian came on, he didn't press. And like I said, once again, we just started dropping deeper because of it. And it became a problem. It became a problem. But then even within that, fair play to Christian, he's absolutely laid an absolute gift to Jordan Ayew. Now, obviously, some of us may have been playing football at various levels. Some of us may never have played football. Some of us may coach. Some of us might in the chat might have played pro or are pro now. I don't know. But you're always told to go across the goalkeeper. Always told to go across the goalkeeper. And I as a fellow Ghanaian as well, I was just like, oh, really? And he's tried to slot it near post and he's missed the target. And the first thing I said to the person, one of the guys around me, I was like, I really hope we don't regret this miss. Because at 1-0, and this is football, isn't it? Anything can happen. Anything can happen. And unfortunately, it did. So yeah, Benteke came when he didn't really offer much of a press. And then the opportunity for him to kind of hold the ball in the corner, you know, from our corner. And he felt he didn't really do that well. I don't know if him being on the bench kind of affected his psyche. I don't know if he felt peed off about it, but he just didn't come on like with any energy or any willingness to like fight or battle. It was just weird. Schlupp came on and he struggled to even get into the game. It just went all wrong. But once again, Brighton didn't actually create any chances. I think they had a header late on, which Gaeta did well to save, tipped over the crossbar. But I wouldn't say it was like any clear cut. They had nothing. We were absolutely comfortable for 94 minutes, 30 seconds. We were comfortable. And then we go to the mistake. Now, just before it happened, just a bit of context, Gaeta got fouled, so he stays down. I think it's his shoulder, he landed awkward, whatever it may be. So he's taking a bit of time with that, which is fair enough, cool. He gets up, and literally I'm just thinking, right, we just have to get the ball up the field, and that should do it. Now, there's a few errors in this, but the initial error starts from him. He's decided to kick the ball right down the middle of the field. Now, surely he's got to be finding either touchline. If it goes up for a throw-in, that's fine because we can regroup. But you don't really want to kick the ball centrally, especially when we're trying to defend the lead late on. And Benteke made zero effort to kind of get there, which left, I don't know if it was Dunk or Duffy. It was just a punt upfield. It was kind of like a clearance. It just punted it upfield. Gay switches off, and that's probably the first mistake I've seen him make, to be fair. He switches off, and Mopé runs on the blind side of our back line. Yeah, and scores. And literally, by the time they'd finished celebrating, the game kicked off, the whistle blew. And that's how close we were to a deserved 3 points. And it was like I said, it was just pure frustration at the manner in which it happened. Absolute frustration. Just let me not. And yeah, it's just annoying. But I guess, like I said, I slept on it, and the positives are, guys, we have a brand new style of play. We have a brand new system. We're different. We play good football. You know, this Roybal of 2 banks of 10, it's dead. It's dead. We're literally from goal kicks. We've got our centre backs in the area picking up the ball and just spraying passes. Absolutely amazing. The way we're playing at the minute is fantastic, and that's the biggest thing. You know, and I hope they don't really beat themselves up about it. I hope they can pick themselves up quick when we've got a game again on Sunday against Leicester. But I hope we learn from this as well, because we don't want to be dropping points from winning position. We can't be doing that too often. You know, we really can't. Let me say some more of your comments. Pros Only TV, big up Roland. I use miss. Someone said he should sign for Kaiser Chiefs. Please don't. I don't want to start slandering. Nate, Saha owns Brighton, 8 goals against them. Oh, and when Ward plays against them, the scum, he doesn't lose. That's true. He's got a great record. Big up Leo. We're kind of patiently waiting for your next episode of Euroscope, by the way. You know. Jordan, the subs were correct in theory, but the players didn't turn up. You know what? Let's have a discussion about that. You know what? I don't need to be talking about things anymore. Here's the link, guys. Jump in. Coming up for your say, as per usual. But they didn't press. Yeah, and this is that massive point. He literally we just dropped off because of it. Like he didn't offer us anything when he came on, which was disappointing. You know. Navs had the killer instinct. We have to be real and admit we needed a second goal to shut them down. We absolutely did, and that's why the Ayew chance, it killed us. Absolutely killed us. But like I said, we dominated. We absolutely dominated. Guys in the chat, just send your love to Miraku. He's one of the players from Palace Ghana. You know what? Thanks for tuning in. To be honest, and we're glad you're here as well. You know, obviously continue to rep hard for Palace Ghana. Continue to send us footage of you lot scoring goals and that. You know, we're all here for it. So please, guys, everyone in the chat, drop a heart emoji for Miriku. And I appreciate you jumping in, guys. And yeah, that's a vital still. All right, who am I bringing in first? I might just bring you both in and let's have a chat. Yeah, let's do that. Let me bring you both in. Let's have a chat, lads. Luke.
Hello.
Jordan, what's happening?
Yeah.
Hello.
We'll start with you, Luke. Thoughts on the game?
Let's forget about the result. Put it to one side. The positives are the way we played. The way we played was probably the best I've probably seen in a long time. Apart from the Tottenham game. Like, we've played so well. We kept the ball very well. We were pressing from the front. Pardon me, sorry. And it's just like, it's just so nice to see us having the ball a lot of the time instead of us sitting back, which we're not used to seeing. So, yeah, I think the draw and the end scenes, we just want to forget about it. Let's just move on with that. So, well, we have to speak about it. That's all I have to say. I think the way we played was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was. Jordan, talk to me, because you mentioned about what was it? What was it?
I think the subs are
the subs,
correct
yeah.
in theory. Yeah, I still stand by that in the sense of I think even before he took off Luca, you could tell that the tide was already turning a bit. And I feel that Kouyaté is the better player to break up play and to slow them down in the attacking phase. So I think that substitution was correct, but obviously he didn't turn up that much. I don't know why Schlupp came on. I think that Maka was fine. When he came on, it looked like he couldn't be bothered to me. I think that I know it's more of a risk, but if you've got Elise on, he'll take on a player, and the more he's on the ball, the less the defense have to work. And I feel like Benteke was also right in theory as well, in the sense of, I think at that point Vieira was thinking we're going to hold the 1-0 now, so he can hold up the ball better, and he'll be better in that phase of play. But we still would have liked to get that second goal before doing that. That's what I think.
This is it. Big up Nate for tuning in. Your thoughts?
If you'd have asked me this at full time yesterday, I think I'd have been swearing like a sailor. I'm not even going to lie.
Would.
However, having slept on it, as I said before, our lack of killer instinct, chasing that second goal, get it done. I know we're not used to playing attack-minded because, let's be fair, we've had domestic football for 4 years.
Yeah.
We're too used to scrubbing the toilet. We're not used to cleaning the rest of the house just yet. So I'm thinking, okay, if we don't lose, I'll take it. We stop them going top because that was just inconceivable. Going top at our place, not happening.
And you can see how the fan base are. The way they're celebrating this draw. Like,
oh, listen. If there's ever a mentality change, you need to realize last season at their place, we didn't deserve to beat them, but we deserved to celebrate the 3 points because it was a win.
Yeah.
They're celebrating a draw that they won the Champions League. I'm thinking, I understand why they're celebrating because, let's be fair, a last-minute equaliser to stop us winning.
Yeah.
If the shoe was on the other foot, we'd be delighted with it. Let's not try and pretend that we wouldn't be. But I was just thinking, if this is what this top 6 aspiration that Sky wants to suck them off for, because Sky have this massive narrative of, oh, wouldn't it be lovely if Brighton were in the top 6? No, because half of their fans are Chelsea fans, the other quarter are Liverpool fans, and the other quarter are bloody Man United fans.
Yeah.
So if they were to get into the Champions League, hypothetically speaking, and then they draw Liverpool, Man United, or Chelsea in the quarterfinals, who the fuck do they support? Because they'll be wearing fucking half and half scarves like the bunch of pricks that they are. And then you see their fans on Twitter. Oh, you lot celebrated a win. Yeah, it was a last-minute winner against the run of play, which we didn't deserve. We're able to admit, under Roy Hodgson, I don't know how we've taken, 8 points in the last 4 games between us, but last night? You're thinking, we couldn't buy a win rather for love or money against any of our opposition. But this lot, you're thinking,
We turn up.
yeah. And you're thinking under Roy Hodgson, you're like, it's not the hope, it's not the expectation, it's the inevitable that I'm just afraid of. It's not what you know what's going to happen or what you think is going to happen. It's, no matter what we do, it was the same thing under Roy Hodgson. Last night, the only thing I would say is the final ball in their final third, that was really, really sloppy. And some of our passing wasn't on it. It's a new system. So I'm not going to go off the handle and go, that was bullshit. No, you got to be careful because there's players that haven't even kicked the ball in anger yet. Will Hughes, for example.
Yeah.
There's players that we're yet to really see come into the team. Look, on the face of it, it's a disappointing result because did they deserve it? On the balance of play, you could argue it was a fairly even game. Neither team really wanted to go out and win the game. But bar that effort, they had 2 penalty shouts where Welbeck fell over his own feet because he's made a Weetabix. And Neil Maupay is calling for a penalty when he's given away a free kick in our half. Work that out. Because he's saying, but Anderson manhandled me to the box. Mate, if you're trying to go for a penalty rather, where you've already committed a foul, what do you expect the referee to do? He's like, well, I can't give a penalty. So, look, I know Brighton have this weird obsession with XG and everything, but how fitting is it that we beat them on XG last night? And you're thinking, we don't care for XG. So it's not like, oh my God, we don't want to be the new XG merchants. It's not relevant. Last night, I think if I had my old agendas, the likes of Ward, Benteke, Ayew, all these players would have got it. But as a team last night, we should have closed up shop around the 80-minute mark and literally just do a Hodgson. As much as we hate it, park every man on the fucking line. Don't give him an inch to shoot from range, from close up. And here's one thing I noticed. Remember how against Liverpool, set pieces were a problem?
Yeah.
My gosh, I was nervous. But we were superb.
Listen. But the amount of change they got out of us must have been roughly as high as 20p. That's all they got out of us in terms of change. There was nothing. Bar Shane Duffy's header, which, to be fair to Guaita, he did well to get to. I was thinking, right, so the mistakes we made in the Liverpool game, we've learned from.
Yeah.
So if there's mistakes made last night, we have to learn from them. And the mistake last night was the last 10 minutes, we did switch off. Because, look, we all know Jordan Ayew on the right doesn't work. But when you don't have the option to replace him, because Elise, we don't know if he can play out on the right just yet. Because bear in mind, he's come back off an injury. We don't know if he's fully match fit. Ebbs could play there, but we're waiting on Ebbs to come back in January. You're thinking, maybe getting a Townsend replacement in hindsight probably was a better idea. I know we've got Jez, but I want to be screaming and roaring and shouting abuse and the whole rest of it. But I was thinking, do you know what? We made them look ordinary.
Yeah.
And if this is the top, and if this is the team that people want to go top of the league, believe me, the Premier League is finished if they go top of the league. Because that's not what you want to see at the top of the league. And Liverpool fans are singing our praises going, oh, you stopped them. Yeah, now do us a favour and beat them 7-0. Give us something to laugh at for a change, yeah?
100%. Luke, what would you say is the biggest plus for you from last night?
I'll probably say probably our pressing from the front. In terms of, I think until Benteke came on, we lost that press. But when Edouard was on the pitch, he was leading the line really well. It was pressing from the front. And there's a few, and I think Luca played really well in the first half. I think even though he just came back from a long break, he's actually looked pretty comfortable in the Vieira system. He looked like he was going forward a bit more with the ball. So, yeah, I mean, and then our 2 centre-halves are brilliant. I don't know how we've got them. I don't know how Fulham I literally, I don't know. Literally, they're both class.
They
That's
are
what I
good.
can say. They're both world class.
They are really good. Jordan?
Gurhi's just,
Oh, sorry, good. So, Luke, finish up.
Gurhi, he could have done better, but with the second goal, but he just didn't. There's a few improvements that he needs to make. But Gurhi's ground to make up cover is really good. Like you saw in the first half where they tried to get down on the right hand side and just Gurhi just stopped him, literally just stopped them. And then Anderson with his pings, literally when I'm sitting, a friend of mine sitting behind me, they say ping, and then he just literally pings it to Wilf, or he pings it to Ayew. So it's just nice to see. So, yeah.
Wicked. Jordan?
I would say the centre backs as well, in the sense of I think Anderson was faultless in the whole match.
Yeah.
There was one point where he broke through in the middle and he was playing further forward than Edouard, and I was having a heart attack because we're not used to centre backs like Gay and Anderson, which will join the attack. I thought that his little tussle with Malpay at the start of the match sort of set the tone a bit, that showed everyone that this is a derby, it is a rivalry, it means something to the fans. And Gay was good until he turned off. And honestly, when we first signed him, I wasn't too happy because when I watched the playoffs, he didn't look too clever in the playoffs and when they got knocked out. And also, I got one of my friends is a Swansea fan. He says that when he was there last year, he wasn't too good in the air, and I think we saw that a little bit against Brighton, because when they put the ball up and over, I don't think he dealt with it most of the time, but I don't know. It feels a bit when he goes up to head, it feels like his Saka a bit more like the ball bounces off his head instead of he heads it.
I think
it's
a
positive and a negative.
Yeah, I think he dealt with most of the aerial things well. I think there was the one time he got, or 2 times he got caught with really like long balls over the top. And I guess with our defensive partnership, if that is one of Gahey's flaws in a sense, Anderson covers him for that. And then vice versa,
it's not
Anderson.
It's not like a cardinal thing where it's like awful that he can't head. I'm not saying he can't head. He can head fine. It's just like sometimes he get outmatched, and he's not playing against a Benteke, for example.
Yeah.
So you'd think that he'd win every time.
This is it. I'm gonna, before I come to you, Nick, I'm gonna pick up on the fact that we play with a lot of width now as well now. But the problem with it is, like I said, we're very left-sided. So Saha and Mitchell work really well together. Like if Saha's got the ball, Mitchell will look to do an overlap and try and get into the box. But you don't see that as much on the right-hand side. Because when Jordan's got the ball, Joe sits, it kind of stays where he's at. Or Ayew cuts inside and runs into the middle of the park and stuff. So the balance of our width does need work. But we are trying to get it wide and trying to open up the play a lot more. Nick, what about you?
Well, the boys mentioned the centre backs, and they do deserve an awful lot of credit because since they've come into the team, our centre back pairing was vital to get correct this season because we've let go of key experience in Dan, Sacco, and Cahill. Granted, all 3 of those were a bit over the hill, so we knew we were going to have to get new replacements in because we can't have James Tompkins and Martin Kelly as our only centre backs. It would have been suicidal to do so. They played brilliantly last night. Yes, at the end, the whole team let themselves down because we conceded a very sloppy goal, defensively speaking. But our fullbacks are getting disrespected, not by other fans, but by our own fans. I understand. I've been one of those that has an agenda against the likes of Joel Ward. I'm not even remotely trying to deny it anymore. I've said it already. I said it on the preview stream.
Yeah.
He didn't put a foot wrong last night.
He played
He
well.
was surrounded by 3 Brighton players close to the corner between the Holmesdale and the Arthur, and still came away with the ball. My right back, and this is the thing. People kept telling me, "Oh, but would you not rather have kept the likes of who was it, Wan-Bissaka?" It's like, no, because Aaron Wan-Bissaka lost the ball in them kind of situations. Wan-Bissaka's tackling saved him in a lot of those situations, but Ward was very happy to get into the scrub and get into it. Don't get me wrong, Tyrick Mitchell again.
He was brilliant. He was brilliant.
I understand that people that love PVA, because PVA going forward was a dangerous threat for us. That's where PVA often got a lot of praise. Going forward, he was an asset. It's defensively, we knew we couldn't depend on him because he'd have better luck chasing a 4-6-8 bust than chasing another player going backwards. So don't worry about Van Aanholt trying to defend. It didn't happen, right? Mitchell, on the other hand, may not be the quickest, may not be the fastest, but when we're in trouble, where is he? Right where you want him, in position.
Yeah.
There's no pissing about. There's no halfway up the pitch trying to wave down a taxi. He is there where you want him. And the thing is, we're still unbeaten at home, boys.
Yeah, good point.
Can you believe it? 3 games. Granted, we've only played 3 games at home. But what I'm trying to say is that Tottenham at home, I thought we would lose that because our record against Tottenham speaks for itself. We've been awful against Tottenham, and you expect that. They've really stepped up since Pochettino was there. Obviously, since then, it's gone completely downhill because you bring in Jose and then Nuno Espirito Santo. Yeah, bullet dodged on Nuno. Phew. But, yeah, look, it's one of those where I can see why some people are saying that there's a chance missed. We should have done more. True. But to stop them going top of the league, to deny Sky this little narrative that they were desperately trying to wank themselves over, because that's all Sky were waiting for was, oh, plucky little Brighton, top of the league. No. Don't steal our newsfeed with this for the next 2 weeks, please. Leicester was cool because we have no issue with Leicester. Bar Steve Claridge's shin in 97. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But I can live with any other team top of the league, not them. I'd actually rather lose to Millwall than see them top of the league. And trust me, that takes some doing.
That really
That's
does.
what I'm trying to say. Do you know what I mean? So look, the back four was sublime. Guaita, I don't want to say drop him, but I wouldn't mind seeing Butland start against Leicester. Purely to take, for me, right, my 2 suggestions is take Guaita and Ayew out the firing line.
Yeah, just take the heat from them, yeah.
Because you know what it is. Mistakes happen. And the one thing you don't want to do is start sending for your own players because then their confidence drops. Ayew has no confidence as it is. Vieira even said so after the game.
Yeah.
So, look, I know Ayew messed up on a great chance, but let's be fair. If Jordan Ayew's on that chance, it's going one of 2 ways, and it's very rarely going to go in. If it's Edouard or Wilf, you're thinking it should be in, unless Robert Sanchez pulls off a good save. And we never troubled Sanchez in the second half. Let's be real, we didn't. We can sit here and say we should have won the rest of it. Yeah, to an extent. But the second half, we didn't trouble him enough. Any save he did make, straight at him, comfortable.
Yeah, it was quite
He never had to work for it. And to be fair, look, I get it. Because it's the big one, we all want to smash him. We got a bit cocky in the preview because I was listening to back and went, yeah, I'm not sure about this. But to be fair, the excitement of the game, you know what I'm saying? And we're playing so well. It's hard not to be well up for it because we looked well up for it. The crowd were up for it. And what a difference this game makes with a fully packed Sellers. Last season, we played them on my birthday. Trust me, happy birthday. Trust me, I didn't want to even look at a birthday card. I was that depressed. I was so pissed off at the end of the game last season. I thought,
and that was a late goal as well, wasn't it?
Alexis McAllister.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the difference is, with that one, I was nearly smashing up my room. I was just going to go absolutely apeshit. Last night, I said, you know what? It hurts. It does hurt. But we turned up, gave him a game, and stopped them going top of the league. So as much as there's hurt there that we have to sit on and go, so close. I'm saying, they're not top of the league. We're not going to hear about this for the rest of time because they're going to go, oh, do you remember that time we were top league and beat you at Sellers? Nah, I don't ever remember that, ever. And may I never, ever see it in my lifetime. When I'm dead, do what you want. I don't care. I won't be here to see it. But look, the lessons from Liverpool and last night we need to take forward into our next few, because after Leicester and Arsenal, we've got favourable fixtures.
Yeah.
Because I saw something last night that stunned me. We've played majority top teams. So we played the majority of the teams
I
in the
saw
top
that.
10.
Yeah.
They played the majority of the teams in the bottom 10. And listen, they've beaten what's put before them. You can't hate them for that. That's what you're meant to do. You can't.
Yeah.
You have to beat what's in front of you. But when they play Liverpool and Man City and Arsenal and all these other teams, I'm thinking, do you know what? Let's see if they really are that good. Because Graham Potter's done brilliantly. Let's not give him no credit. He has done very good there. But Vieira's been here not even a full month, not even a whole 10 games. And the difference is incredible.
Oh,
I'm
it's
actually
unreal.
scared. It's like, I don't like this. Go back to Roy Ball where we were awful to watch and I had to put bleach in my eyes to make it less painful. Please go back to the crap I'm familiar with. But you know what? It was so refreshing to see. Do you know what? We're actually pretty decent at football. I forgot how this feels. So
Yeah.
long may it continue.
Absolutely. You know, let's wrap up the stream with player ratings. Actually, we'll do player ratings and man of the match, because our player ratings might actually dictate who the man of the match is. So let's start with Luke. Oh, and if it's a case where we disagree, we could just quickly jump in and say why we disagree, and then we'll keep it moving. Luke, Gaeta.
Rating, I'll give him a 5.
Anyone disagree?
No, 5 is fair.
No.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Jordan, Woody.
I'm giving him an 8. Man was solid. Can't say much more than that, really.
Cool. Nate, I'll give you Mitchell.
Mitchell's up there with an 8.5. I don't want to go 9 and 9.5 because he'd need to be getting an assist and a worldie at the home style for that. But
Yeah.
again, like a lot of the team didn't really put a foot wrong. Just it's the end that probably takes away the shine on what was a great performance. So yeah, 8.
No, it does. Also, those in the chat, feel free to drop in your player
Sorry,
ratings.
8.5. Sorry. Blah.
That's all good. Drop in your player ratings for each player as we go through them as well. I'll take Anderson. Jeez, he didn't put a foot wrong, did he?
It's hard, isn't it?
It is hard. He actually did put a foot wrong, and he initiated most of our attacks.
The Danish bread of Hangerland. Whoop.
He's very close to my man of the match personally as well. I'll give him a 9. I'll give him a 9. Luke Gay.
I give him, apart from the end let him down, could have given him a bit higher rating, but I'm going to give him a 7. Solid. It was solid, but the end let him down. So I'm going to give him a 7.
So we're now into midfield. Jordan, Luca.
He was a man of two halves. But if it's an overall, I'd probably say a 7.5.
Nate, Maka.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought Maka was a bit invisible last night. To tell the truth, I don't really remember him having that big an impact. I know he had a couple of good challenges and made a couple of plays, but that's kind of what we want. We don't really want all of our midfield to be the star man. So Maka, I won't be too harsh and go any lower than a 7. But if I go above a 7, I'm being generous. So yeah, I'd say around a 7 because he wasn't. I'm not going to say he was amazing and he was incredible. He did his job, but for me, our number 23 is my MOTM. But yeah, 7 for Maka.
I think I've been busted.
Yeah, he just wanted to give himself Gallagher, innit? That's why he's done it this way around.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I was actually going to do it. I was going to pause it anyway.
Rich, we see you. Don't worry, we see you out there. We know what you're about.
Yeah,
Don't try
you got
that,
called
bro.
out and you don't like it.
You understand? You've been found out, bro.
Yeah, man.
No, I've been found out on this. Michael the Scrub Tarly says, "Are you rushing the ending for the PSG game?" I'm guessing.
Ah,
Oh, good cover story. I
Nah,
bet somebody check Rich's WhatsApp messages.
to be fair, no, I am actually going to watch the game, but I wasn't rushing for that purpose.
Nah, man,
I
it's
did.
cool. It's cool. Listen. It's all
you
good.
do you,
Look,
bro.
you
No,
understand?
100%.
Yeah,
Nah, to be fair, I take it as banter anyway, so it's all good. It's all good.
yeah, definitely.
Luke Gallagher. See, I told you I wasn't going to
Gallagher,
take him.
I'll give him 8.5.
Jordan Gallagher.
I'd say it's got to be a 9. He won. He won the penalty. Like
Nate?
he gave the assist.
Good point. Nate.
Gallagher won the pen, made Trossard his bitch, pretty much spun their
100%.
defense. You
100%.
understand? I'm not even gonna lie. I'm thinking, is this guy a Belgian truffle? Because he looks like one. Did you see his hair? That
Oh,
dead
gosh.
food, salt and pepper haircut. I'm there thinking, big man, that's not a look you want to be putting on.
This is
Like, no, less of that. But yeah, no, trust me, Gallagher made them look silly at times. It was just a thing of beauty because it's like, what? Where was this last season? Imagine we had Batshuayi on the whole of last season. It's like,
Gallagher's
yeah, no, look,
he's built differently, man.
the kid's just gravy. He's just different sauce. But yeah, look, Gallagher, MOTM. I already said it. Wilf was the bad boy because he owns Brighton. He owns them. And obviously, you've seen that Brighton fan. Mopai owns Sellers Park, bruv. My man's never won at Sellers Park. Big man thing. He's never won at Sellers Park. And in fact,
this is it.
Imagine you're cupping the family stand. Real big man thing. Because what did Wilf do?
Yeah.
Wilf went right to the away fans and went, "What are you saying now?"
This is it.
But remember, guys, Will Buckley's better than Zaha. Who? Will Buckley? Who's that guy? Is that my man from the In-Betweeners?
What's the score for Gallagher?
9.5. Won the penalty, got the assist, and made a lot of grown men look very silly, including a certain Mr. Dunking Donut. No clues who I'm talking about there.
The chant for him last night was funny, man.
Listen, it's banter. I mean, to be fair, I was hearing some racist chants aimed at Zaha. So if it's all fair and game, let's go for it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, look, I'm not advocating racism or any kind of discrimination out here, but if they want to fire at our captain, we'll gladly fire back at theirs. And hey, do you lot see? He got clipped at Sellers Park last night. Somebody put a dig on him. It's like, I told you, Lewis, don't come Sellers Park giving it the big in front of the Homestead. Why were you doing this at 80 minutes with your ears cut like an idiot?
He got clipped.
If they win the game, by all means take the piss in front of the Homestead. You understand that, right? They're 1-0 down with 10 minutes to go, and he's doing this in front of the Homestead. What did you expect was going to happen? And he's lucky he wasn't. He's lucky he wasn't close to the Fanatics end of the things, because they would have grabbed him into the stand. They'd have lifted him up into it. But yeah, no, listen, Gallagher 9 out of 9.5, Zaha 8, Luka 7. Because I saw this very funny tweet last night where it said Luka Milivojevic has lost possession more than any other player. How so? With an 89% successful passing rate. How does that even work? I was never the best at maths, so I'm thinking I was shit at maths at school, but I'm fairly certain if you've seen more of the ball than any other player on our team, how are you losing the ball so often? I said,
it doesn't make sense.
I know you're a teacher, Rich, so you understand what I'm saying. Somebody definitely got the BTEC level maths book out and decided to write some dodgy answers in it, because it was just like, if you're going to tweet something, make sure you don't get memed, clipped, ratioed, the whole 9 yards. But look,
make it make sense.
You understand, because grammar teachers, maths teachers, they're on Twitter. They know their shit.
Man, like Rich.
This is it.
Innit? Mr. Ramponsa.
There you go. Luke, where do we get to? Zaha.
Zaha, I'm going to give him... Actually, Zaha's my man of the match. I'm going to give him a 9.5.
Jordan, Edward.
Ooh, Edward. He wasn't given much service, but I'm giving him a 7.5 just purely because of the work rate. He was electric, man, running constantly.
Yeah, his link-up play was pretty impressive as well. Like when it gets bounced to him, he can bounce it one touch.
Yeah, I think his hold-up play is quite underestimated as well because on the corners, how we normally bank on Benteke standing at the near post, he can do that just as well as Benteke can.
Oh, this is it. Right, I'm gonna bite the bullet and take Jordan.
Ooh.
Jordan works hard,
Thank you.
but that's about it. Cheers, Jordan.
Look, he's not a winger. Look, I'm the first man that will look. I'm the first that will want to fry him on the grill. You know me. I'm not afraid to have an agenda. But as I said to you before, I'm trying to wipe the slate clean and not attack one player. If we lose or we don't get the result we want, you look at the team, and that's what I did last night.
Absolutely.
Go on, Rich. Go on.
And I was just saying, like he does work hard. It's just, I guess, obviously, when you're looking for something a bit more in the final third, he's yet to offer it. But as we know, he's not a winger. But other than that, I don't think, apart from his chance, he didn't put a foot wrong, especially defensively. You know, that new Brighton left back they got, he's actually technically decent, but
he's a bad boy.
And Jordan, he patterned him really well.
I'm not gonna lie. In the first half, he patterned him a little bit. He kind of got a mark on him. But you see with Ayew, obviously, because he missed that gilt-edged chance, naturally the whole point is Jordan Ayew, Guaita. They're the two scapegoats that people are going to slaughter now. The minute I'm seeing people are about to at him, it's like, listen, don't at these players. Yes, it hurts to not beat Brighton at home where we arguably should have done so. But what would you rather? Beat them, but still have to give out to Jordan Ayew because, you missed the chance to make it 2-0, but we won. So why are you even tweeting them? Or, granted, we didn't win, but we didn't lose. Bear in mind, Graham Potter's played us 5 times now, hasn't won once. And to be fair to him, not for a lack of trying, but that says an awful lot. He couldn't beat Roy Hodgson. For Christ's sake, that's not difficult. I could run rings around him and I'm fucking fat. Do you know what I'm saying? But look, with Jordan Ayew, it's easy to pick on him or Guaita because they were the ones that made key mistakes, and Mark Gueye as well. It's easy to pick out they're the players that did wrong, so they're the ones that get the smoke. No. Let's give the team the smoke and go, listen, you made mistakes. Go back over it during the week. Go back to training and say, you know what? We got our set pieces on lock because that was an issue. I thought, oh, Lord, if we give Brighton chances at set pieces with Duffy and Dunk being big, tall lumps at the back, it's problems. Last night, they didn't even get 20p out of us. Ayew can't be blamed for that. He's not a winger. He does try his hardest, but it's like trying to play Wilf at left back. It's doable, but I don't think you're going to enjoy seeing what you're seeing because Wilf's not programmed to defend. The same way Ayew's not programmed to play on the wing. Play Ayew off the striker, it works because he can play that Shamak role. Everybody used to slaughter Shamak for the same thing. Shamak's not a striker. Shamak's not a striker. Played him as a 10 or a centre forward. What happened? He was bagging assists, bagging goals. Everybody loved him. People were singing his name in that song he had. I understand last night, of course, big game, Brighton at home. Mistakes like that, misses like that, they're costly. But we didn't lose. 3 unbeaten at home, which I can't remember the last time that was a thing. It's like, wait a minute, we haven't lost at home. Do people know that we're charity FC at home at Sellers Park? We give 3 points away for fun. It's like we're a food bank just handing it out. Listen, you take that, you take that, you take that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the chance now is, listen, we've got Leicester at home on Sunday. Not an easy game, but we've got no fear in the hard games now. Our start, remember I said when we were talking, we did our preview at the start of the season, I was like, this start is poxy. If we get results on the board, if we get results on the board, regardless of who we beat, who we draw, right? The levels won't be attacking. Because remember, the whole Vieira's the new Frank de Boer. Talk to me now. Is he really still the new Frank de Boer? I don't think so.
They need to put respect on PV's name.
No, trust me, but you know what I'm trying to say. This whole 100%. Thing of people are trying to attack Vieira. It's like, okay, at Nice, he didn't do that well. But it's Nice, a team that demand Europa League football. Yeah. Our expectation is to get into the FA Cup quarter-final And from there, we don't know. Bare minimum, we just want a cup run most seasons. I don't know if the boys are the same, but you know what I'm saying. Our fan base doesn't demand European football, because if we did, believe me, Stella Park would be burnt down to the ground if we didn't get it by now. Because you know our fan base don't hang around. We're not Arsenal and some of these other clubs that demand everything. It's like, no. If we earn it, cool. If we don't, next season. You never know.
That's it. So yeah, to wrap up, I didn't even give him a score, did I? I'll give him a 5. He worked hard. Should have taken his chance. Had he taken his chance, he could have easily been in the 7s and even 8s because he worked very hard. Him and Wood worked really well.
Had he scored, I'd have put him at 8. If
Yeah.
he gets the winner, he'd have been put in 8. But what I would have loved more than anything is just a last-minute winner again. Nothing but what I mean is like a last-minute goal where they're literally peppering us, one up the pitch, boom. It weren't to be, but look, we moved to Leicester, boys.
100%. I'll do a preview for Leicester, so it'd be great to have your input, lads, if you lot can come on. But other than that, final thoughts, Luke?
Up the Palace, just move on. Let's move on to Leicester.
Nate?
We learn more from setbacks than we do from victories. So as much as it hurts, and believe me, I'm not happy about this at all, but I've said to myself, would you rather be unhappy and want to see a point proven, or get the result you wanted and then you see them not turn up against Leicester? This will motivate them to put what happened on Monday night right. So, look, I firmly believe we're on the right track because we're going to shock a fair few teams that are expecting us to be Roy Hodgson, 2 banks of 10 on the line, no football being played, just bleach, domestos, toilet duck, bang average, god awful, Dulux raincoat paint, just awful. It's not that anymore. It's give us the opportunity, bish, bash, bosh. We've got a striker that can score. Granted, he didn't really have much of a sniff last night. We've got a dangerous 2 attacking midfielders that when we can eventually play them, be it one on the wing and one in the hole, it's problems.
Yeah.
Because when AFCON comes, we're going to be a little bit light with Schlupp, Ayew, Kouyaté and Zaha gone, which I'm thinking, I forgot all about the African Cup of Nations. Is that being played in the winter still, or is it being moved to the summer?
No, it's still in January for this time round.
There was talk of moving it in it because then the World Cup's coming as well. Which is like, okay. But you know what I'm saying? Losing, and bear in mind, that's 2 players to Ghana, 1 to Ivory Coast and 1 to Senegal.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, we need to hope that we either bring players in to cover that or we blood some youngsters through like Banks and a couple of others. Now, I'm not saying Banks should be blooded, but you know what I'm saying. We need to be looking along those lines of who do we bring in to fill those holes?
Yeah. Jordan, if you guess, I don't know who that is, feel free to come and say hello.
Oh, they're asking you to say hello. The missus don't want to say hello.
All right, that's cool. Jordan, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. It's going to be 3-1 Palace on Sunday.
Love it.
Love that, absolutely. And message from Reynold Maxwell, big up Palace fans, absolutely. Guys, we've still got to see Elise. We've got Eze to come back.
Ferguson,
Will Hughes, Natty Klein.
Shout. It's exciting times. It is exciting times.
And don't forget the best goalkeeper ever, Remy Matthews. When he gets in the team, trust me, we're winning the league, lads.
Right, he locked down Sutton, I'm telling you.
Trust me.
This is it. Like, disappointing result, but our performances are just getting better and better and better. And you know what? Someone's going to take an absolute battering soon.
Yeah.
A complete
I
battering.
hope it's Arsenal.
I think it will be them.
Ooh, that'll be fun for us.
Absolutely.
Popcorn settings, bro. Popcorn out for AFTV.
Oh, yes.
Guys,
Troops is back in London again, so it's all good.
that's a good point. Listen, guys, I
No,
love
Ty,
the vibe,
boys,
man.
you want to see Ty. Who are they?
He'll say we lost because it's wet, bruv.
He'll say Vieira got confused because he used to play for Arsenal.
Ty was probably fuming when Mopay scored.
I
Oh,
hope you get
trust me.
relegated. Brighton get relegated.
You're a cheat. I hope Brighton get relegated. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, that's just so peak.
That clip is legendary now. It's legendary.
He will never live that down. But guys, listen, thank you once again for your input. For love having you guys on the channel. You know, it's always the best thing talking Palace. Continue to like, share, subscribe. Jordan, we're gonna have to get your missus to jump on the stream one time.
I'll try. I've converted her to a Palace fan now. She knows
There
the
we
players
go.
at least.
That's
Big
half the
moves,
work
big
done.
moves.
So good man yourself.
100%.
And I've already taken her to one match when we beat Norwich 2-0 last year.
Wicked.
So we're already on the way.
Tell her she's got a massive fan base behind her, so she doesn't need to worry.
You understand? Yeah, she's not alone.
She's not alone. And such. So
Yeah,
yeah,
let
Luke,
their damn self,
Nate,
man.
Jordan, big up to you. Guys,
around.
thanks for supporting the channel.
Adios,
Continue
man.
to
Big
like,
up.
share, and subscribe. And we're gone.
Adios.
Up the Palace.